Welcome back to another Steins Zero review. Today is episode 16. I'm Justin,
What is up? I'm Logan.
and together we're Couch Talk. As always, we are anime viewers only, no source material, and we're going to discuss the episode and give our scores at the end. You ready?
I'm ready.
So, this episode is super emotional throughout, really depressing,
Yeah, this episode was pretty heavy.
and philosophical here and there too.
Yeah, it was very heavy.
Yeah, I was not expecting this to ride. I was like, damn man, this episode was heavy. But yeah, so kind of interesting here. Like in the beginning, we kind of talk about like the professors want to have Daru transfer over. Uh, Super hackers getting out there, man.
Interesting. Very
It is
interesting.
so, like now it makes me wonder what Okabe wrote in that report of his.
True. Maybe he did mention Daru.
Yeah, he would have had to for all the other professors to, like, to talk about it and want him to come in and stuff.
Right.
But and Okabe when he's with Mayuri and stuff, he's just talking about how he thinks like transferring might be the best for everyone if he left and stuff, and it's like he blames like everything on himself throughout this whole episode.
Right.
It's just,
He's very concerned about other people's like feelings, but also at the same time he's kind of not, if that makes sense.
yeah, he's being selfish about his own feelings.
Right. He's like, I think this is best, so I'm going to do it. Which, I mean,
Yeah.
it's obviously like for good heart. Like, it's not like he's trying to be mean about it.
Yeah,
But like sometimes, like later on, we figure out it's like
disconnected from the others.
right.
So like even there, like when he's talking with her, he's talking about he doesn't care about the coat anymore. He's like, it's just a cheap coat. Which I guess is somewhat progress, maybe, depending on how you look at it. My Yuri, it's not.
Right.
It's more like he's using everything as an excuse now.
Right. Well, he's not really moving on. He's just like
He's
he's
that's
trying
what
to
I'm
like
saying.
ignore it or like
Yeah,
get away, run away from it rather.
Yeah, running away. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Yeah, so I mean, he goes to the lab, and Daru's like trying to hide everything. He
Oh,
was trying
boy.
until
The
you know
bananas.
the bananas, but he probably could have just left it alone. It would have been fine, but
Right.
he made too much of a big deal about it. But yeah, so he fucked up. Went over, knocked over the trash can. Okabe's like, wait a minute, that smell from earlier. Now there's bananas. The
He's
microwave blew. Huh.
he's pretty observant.
And that's where he snaps. And he
He did
starts,
snap.
this is where all the blaming, he's like, oh, because of the machine, this person died, and then this person died, then the next person died, and then your daughter kills herself, and it's like,
It's very, I mean, he has a point that machine did lead to a bunch of suffering, but their intentions are obviously they're not like, here, we want to make this to go through all that again, because they even said what they need it just in case
yeah,
Suzaha fails, because she only has one chance, but if
yeah,
they
she
make
can only
this
go back 1 year.
right.
Yeah, Kizamaho's like, yeah, we're not going to planning on sending messages or the D-mails or anything like that.
Right. But I
And,
mean,
she's
Okabe
like,
loses it.
yeah, Maho's like, you're an idiot. You don't understand how anyone else feels. Like, you're only concerned with your own feelings.
Which both
And then,
sides have a point. Like,
yeah, and Mayuri hears it from outside, just everything going on. They're screaming at each other. I mean, Daru hits Okabe.
I say I gotta give props to Daro. This is
Daru's been like perfect this season. Like,
right.
if a character could be perfect, it's Daru. Like, he just
Daro was
hits it. Like,
straight up
you just
just
not trampling over other people's feelings. Like, you care so much about your perspective that you don't care about other people's perspectives at this point. You think, only your feelings matter in this.
yeah. It was an intense ass scene. I honestly thought Mayuri was gonna like bust in to try and break it up, but I guess she kind of heard that.
Well, he was talking about her death and like because like Kurusu died to save her and stuff, and it's like,
Right. Well,
and
obviously,
you have
well,
to think about how like she feels about it too. Like Kurusu's dead because of her, so from her perspective, it's gonna be a little different too.
right. But also, that we see later, we know that Okube's suffering is because of Kurisu's death, which Kurisu's death is because of Mayuri. So obviously, she connect she connected the dots. Like, oh, if Kurisu didn't sacrifice herself, maybe Okabe wouldn't be in such a like broken state.
Yeah, and then like that scene, she's kind of like when she's talking with Okabe towards the end, she like blames herself for Okabe's sadness. Like
Right, which that was sad. That was
everyone's
so
just in a
sad.
super depressing state right now. Like people are trying to do like Okabe's like talking. He's like he wants to protect Kurusu's choice, which
Which was a valid thing to do. If like
but
someone
I mean at the same time though, if she knew she had the option for everyone to survive, like she's not gonna choose her death.
right, but they don't know that. Well, it's theorized, but like, because even when he was talking to Maho, which was in another intense scene, like on the rooftop,
Yeah,
he's trying to explain like you don't know what it's like. Like I had to lose someone close to me, literally multiple times over. Like he watched Mayuri die probably tens of times, like 20 times over. And then not only that, the person he pretty much loved had to sacrifice herself. So he's like, you don't know what it's like, which he does have a point. And I mean, Maho tried to like say like,
yeah, she also has a good point too. Like you gotta, if you care so much, you gotta try tens, thousands, hundreds of thousands of times, millions of times. Like if there's infinite possibilities, there's gotta be at least one. There's gotta be a possibility out there
right?
that
It
does
was
save everything.
because both sides had. I mean, they're both right in their own way. Like,
And then yeah, now all of a sudden like Okuei thinks, oh, this is where it gets a little more philosophical with like the gods and the laws and like he say it's like fate basically. He can't control anything. And then it's like Maho, who's from the science side, is like,
yeah,
then
she's
what's
like,
the point of like living and doing all this stuff if we don't have choices?
right. And then she's like, well, which choices aren't our choice? So, like, how do you know that? Pretty much, like, how do you know if you don't, like, do it? Like, how can you say this is not our choice when you can keep trying? But
Yeah,
I mean, it's
exactly.
not like he hasn't tried, which is, I think, a perspective they don't seem to. Because I'm sure from, like, Daro and Maho's perspective, they're like, you gotta go try. And it's like, he has been trying.
Yeah, I mean, I think Maho knows that because he even explicitly says it to her. But I think so, that's why she brings up how like the Steins Gate. So she know, there's a possibility where you can get it right. So it's like you just gotta keep trying. Like, yeah, is it gonna be shit? But they're all like your life's already like rough now, right? So it's like just keep on trying so you can. Because I guess at the end of the day, like if you do get it right, it'd be worth it. You're already stuck in this world that goes towards World War III, and somebody else is messing with time too. So
Yeah.
it's like you're already stuck here. You might as well just
It
keep
was it
trying.
was intense. There were lots of intense moments. Like so emotional.
It was super emotional this episode. Like, and then like Maya and Luca in the beginning are like, Luca's just like, you know what? I kind of realize like you've been doing all this for Okabe, and it's like, you never get those like feelings returned or anything like that. It's like everyone's just in this tight spot really
Right.
to do what they can to like make the
Right. I
world
mean, even
fun.
Mayuri went as far as to like, she's like, maybe I should have pushed you back then. Almost like she's probably. It was almost like you should have chose her over me, like saving her over me, and maybe you would not be as messed up as you are now, pretty much. Which was extremely sad.
Yeah, she was
And
crying at the
I
end.
know, like,
They want what's best for like they all want what's best for each other, and that's the thing. They put each other like over themselves, and sometimes like inadvertently themselves over each other, and like it's just this huge tangled mess of emotions.
right. It was an emotional roller coaster. Whew. But I mean, that's pretty much the episode.
Yeah,
You want to jump into scores?
yeah. I think that 9.5, somewhere in there. I think probably 9.5. Just like I always love like I say like the one-on-one conversations they always have in the show, which is most of this episode was just one-on-one conversations between everyone. They're like it was briefly, Maho, Daru, and Okabe, but it wasn't like a long scene with all three of them together before it broke off again in like 1v1 scenes. And
Right.
they're always done so well, like just the emotional like pull of this episode and just tearing at the heart and everything. And it's like, and they do a good job of like we say, like everyone has like valid points on both sides,
Right.
and no one's ever like wrong or to choose between them.
Yeah. Um. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 9.5. This was one of my favorite episodes too. Like, it was intense. It was like some heavy, deep stuff. It was very emotional. Just like everything about it was the whole situation between Daru and Okabe, the whole Maho and Okabe, even at the very end, Mayuri Okabe. Everything had like such a strong purpose. And I think this is the thing that will finally kick Okabe into like motion. Because I think
Mayuri definitely got to him
I was
there.
gonna say if anyone could convince him to do it, it'd be Mayuri. Because I don't think she's since the show. I don't think she's ever told him to like try, like or like maybe you should consider doing it until now. So I think he'll finally
And, oh,
like click.
um, yeah, and I was gonna say I got side distracted because you're for some reason on my end your mic spiked and it killed my ears. I was like, I don't know what happened. My headphones, but yeah. So like, and of course, like Mayu is like the whole start point, the whole chain reaction too. So, and he's always put her life basically above everything. So if she's given him that push, it's going to have a lot more meaning than anyone else.
Right. Man,
But yeah, I think that does it.
that does it. Now it's time. The choice of spiel time.
You know what's not depressing? Hitting that like button, subscribe, notification bell. Be sure to comment down below. Let us know what you thought of the episode, what you didn't like about it, what you'd score it, anything like that. Again, no confirming tonight there, spoilers, anything like that, as we are anime viewers only and plenty others are. Stream over at twitch.tv, links in the description below on social media, and until next time, peace out.
See ya.